Hi friends, it's Andrea and welcome back to another episode of the Sewspire Variety Show. We are not going to be making a project together today, but I am definitely going to be making a project. So this is something that has been on my bucket list for a very long time, and I'm going to create kind of a little story about this project for you this week in this video. So if that sounds fun to you, do me a huge favor, take a moment, give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. It is a simple way for you to let me know that you appreciate and enjoy the content I create. So thanks for doing that for me. Now we're going to go upstairs to my dining room so we can jump right in. Good morning, friends, and welcome to the Chapman family home. I've got a special project that I plan to work on today while everyone is gone. I'm going to need a big table for this. I have been wanting for as long as I can remember to make myself a quilted jacket. Years ago, I purchased the Simplicity pattern S9052, and it features this really awesome long coat. These are both unisex designs, and that's nice for this project because that means that they're generously cut. So this particular pattern is by Mimi G Style. She has an amazing Instagram and a sewing blog that I'll link to down in the notes. She also has a step-by-step tutorial that's less than 30 minutes long for this project. So she is obviously going to be working with whole cloth cuts of fabric. I am initially going to be working with this really fun faux patchwork king size quilt that I purchased at the Home Goods for less than $40. I washed it up with my favorite laundry detergent, so it's nice and soft and smells wonderful. It has the same design on both sides. This particular bedspread was designed by Kath Kidston, and apparently they are out of London. So I love the colors. I feel like this jacket, or this material rather, is going to be perfect for the winter months and will carry me right into Valentine's Day. So this is technically is my muslin or my practice jacket. I am going to be crafting a second one of these after I know it fits and I like the style and I understand how it's crafted. And I will actually be creating a true patchwork panel that I will then cut my pattern pieces from. So I thought I would share this unique process with you all as a means to inspire you in a couple different ways. One, if you want to make a patchwork jacket, there's no better time than now because you can join me on this adventure. But the main point that I want to make is some of the patchwork jackets that you see out there are, in my opinion, relatively dated. My great-grandmother sewed my sister and I one when we were children, and we were kind of forced to wear it, and it had, you know, the binding around the edges and everything. And so I don't want people to know necessarily that I made my jacket. I wanted to look modern and look like a jacket that I would buy anyways. And then I can wow them and say, oh, I made this, after they tell me that they like it. So there's a difference, I think, between someone asking you, hey, did you make that? I feel like that sometimes kind of implies like, yikes, versus I love your jacket. And then you go, yeah, I made it. Thanks. So if you happen to have a jacket pattern in your stash, consider using that to craft your quilted jacket from. And then secondly, I want to inspire you to go ahead and take on those projects that you have been delaying. This has been on my wish list for a long time. I jokingly say that I want to be buried in this jacket. So that's how you know how much I really do want to make this project. So if you have been putting off something, please wait no longer. If you need support to accomplish your goal or an accountability system, I'd like to invite you to join our Plan to Be Creative community. We meet once a month on the first Monday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and we set goals and we break down our creative projects so that we can make these dreams a reality. So the first step in my process here was to thoroughly read the instructions. I did that. And then I really lucked out because, as I said, she has a 30-minute step-by-step tutorial for this. So if you're a visual learner like me, this would be a good project for you because she does a great job in her video. So I read the instructions, watched the video, and that's when I really got excited because I could see how it comes together. Next, I am going to carefully cut out all of my pattern pieces from the paper pattern. If they need to be pressed, I will press them. And then I am going to lay this bedspread out and cut out those pattern pieces. Okay, so I have all my pattern pieces cut out and laid out on the material. Turns out a king size quilt is perfect. I'll have a little bit of extra fabric there on the fold, which will be handy just in case I have to recut out any of these smaller pieces. So next step is to actually cut the pattern pieces from the material. I purchased a king size quilt and I had just a few bits left over that I'll hang on to make some coordinating accessories. But overall, I would say if you wanted to work with this pattern, Simplicity 9052 by Mimi G style, that if you sourced a king size quilt that was good quality, you would have enough fabric. I cut out the extra large because I like some room in my coat. I don't like to feel all too snug, especially in the arms. And I like to wear sweaters in the winter. So I cut out the largest size, and this is all I had left over that, was worth hanging on to. So basically 2 pieces of fabric about that size. I could see this can make a really cute tote bag to go with my coat. Like, I know, matchy matchy, but it's fun. I love the fabric. I got a great price on the quilt at Home Goods. That would be a wonderful source if you wanted to make one of these quilted jackets the easy way. So next steps for me, this is a long holiday weekend. So I'm going to take Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday to work on this project at my leisure. I don't think that it takes more than a couple hours to put this together based upon her step-by-step tutorial, which I will link to down in the notes for you. She is a wonderful instructor, and I found her video to be very inspiring and easy to follow. So highly recommend that if you're interested in making clothes or learning how to make clothes, that you subscribe to Mimi G's YouTube channel. Let me know down in the comments if you'll be making one yourself. Oh my gosh, guys, I did it, I did it, I did it. Woohoo! I got a real coat. Look at that. I don't have a photographer, so I'm using this mirror to try and give you an idea of how it looks. I hope you can tell it's a real coat, and I made it. I did it. Oh my gosh, I can hardly believe it's like a legitimate jacket. If you have subscribed to the channel for an extended period of time, you may have heard me talk about my dream of being able to sew garments. During the pandemic, I had a really cool opportunity to connect with really what I would consider experts in the garment making world. And I learned a lot of tips and tricks from them, but most importantly, I gained the confidence that I needed to even attempt a project like this. So remember, this is just my practice jacket, and I made it from a king size quilt, so it didn't set me back a lot in terms of money or time, really, because I spent a leisurely weekend, holiday weekend, making this jacket. I learned a lot about the process, and I am now 100% confident that I can craft that actual quilted jacket of my dreams. So I hope that you found this video to be inspirational. If you, like me, dream of being able to sew beautiful garments or things that you can wear that you're proud of, I really want to encourage you to just start. This jacket, believe it or not, is a great place to start because her step-by-step video tutorial is so helpful. So you can take her video tutorial and pair that up with her written directions. I also noticed she has a sewing school. You might want to check that out and just try. Like, what do you have to lose? A little bit of time, a little bit of fabric, and who knows, you might, with enough practice, be successful and be able to realize your dream like I am. So thank you so much for joining me today. This was a really fun project for me, and it fulfilled my heart. I hope that I will see you next week. I gotta be honest, my class work is in full swing. That's 40 hours a week. I have numerous volunteer commitments, and I am also spending several hours a week with our friends over at Studio 365 Sewing Live. So producing this weekly video is going to sometimes be a challenge for me. So if there is a week where I have to choose and prioritize my coursework and my live sewing commitments, I ask for your understanding. I'll be sure to post something on social media so you all don't worry. But fingers crossed, I can keep up this pace, and I will see you next Thursday. So until we meet again, as always, please know the creative genius in me will be celebrating the creative genius in you. Have a beautiful week, everyone, and thank you for spending this time with me.